Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. Am I wrong for refusing to pay my friend's share of the bill after she forgot her wallet? A few days ago, I went out to dinner with a group of friends. We had a good time, and at the end of the meal, the bill came. One of my friends, Sarah, suddenly said she forgot her wallet at home. This isn't the first time something like this happened, but it's never been with me directly. She usually does this with other friends. Everyone was pretty quiet, and I could tell they were waiting for someone to offer to cover her. I didn't say anything at first, but when Sarah looked at me, I kind of awkwardly said, "I can't cover you, sorry." She seemed shocked and said she will pay me back tomorrow. I still said I couldn't because I'm not comfortable covering other people's expenses, especially when this has happened before. She got upset, saying she felt embarrassed and that I was making her look bad in front of our friends. One of our other friends ended up paying her share, but the whole mood shifted. Afterwards, she also texted me later saying I was out of line and should have just helped her out since it was only a small amount. Some of my friends are on her side, saying I could have covered her since she promised to pay me back, while others agree that it's not my responsibility, especially since she has a history of doing this. I feel like in this generation though, well, I guess we don't know how old they are, but I feel like in our generation, we can pay with our phones, so nobody's forgetting anything. Like, unless you forget a phone, then yes, you genuinely forgot your wallet. But I guess we don't know how old they are, so they probably don't use the phones. And you know what? It actually says a lot about her because everyone was silent. Nobody wanted to cover for her, so you know what I mean? So it just feels like she doesn't pay the person back. So like, I don't understand. Why does she do this every time? If she always forgets her wallet, surely she has a reminder on her phone to just tell her to bring her wallet, right? If she always forgets her wallet. Suspicious. But the thing that we're just assuming is the fact that she doesn't pay back people. That's why everyone doesn't want to cover for her. Because if she pays them back, then it's fine, right? If she does pay them back, nobody would care to cover for her. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's the fact that she doesn't. That's why everyone's like, I don't want to pay for her because she never pays me back. That's what I'm assuming. Because if she does pay people back and then these guys don't want to cover for her, then these guys are just mean. Right? So yeah, they actually left out really important information, whether she pays people back or not. Am I wrong for agreeing with my mum that it's kind of pathetic my wife can't cook? I have been married to my wife for about a year. Overall, things are great, but one thing that's been bugging me is that my wife doesn't know how to cook at all. I've always been the one to handle meals, which I was fine with in the beginning because I enjoy cooking, but over time it started to wear on me, especially when I come home after a long day at work and still have to cook dinner when she relaxes. She refuses to cook and claims there's nothing wrong with not being able to cook. It's been an ongoing issue between us. I have been trying to teach her, but she's really bad at it. Many conversations about this. The other night, my mum came over for dinner. As usual, I was in the kitchen preparing everything, and my wife was sitting with my mum. At one point, my mum offered to help, and I asked if she could make the gravy or cut some fruit. My wife was standing around in the kitchen when my mum handed her a knife and asked her to cut some fruit while she handled the gravy. My wife couldn't figure out how to hold it properly and ended up making a mess. My mum watched her fail to cut the fruit and then blurted out, "It's honestly kind of pathetic that you don't even know how to cut a piece of fruit at your age." She then went behind her and started to guide her how to cut stuff like you do with a kid. My wife kind of shrugged and finished cutting her fruit with my mum guiding her. Dinner happened and I noticed my wife was not happy the whole night. My mum left and she was pissed I didn't defend her, that I embarrassed her by letting it happen. We got into a bad argument and I told her that it is pathetic she can't even cut fruit. She is literally older than me and she can't hold a knife properly. She told me that's not the point and I needed to defend her and it's not her fault she's bad at cooking. I point out it is, and she's embarrassed because not being able to hold a knife properly is embarrassing for an adult. My wife thinks I'm a huge jerk. It's the fact that she doesn't even offer to help. Okay, that's the thing that bugs me. It's the fact that she's just chilling because she can't cook. So she's like, well, I don't need to do anything because I don't know how to do it. Girl, if you don't know how to do it, then you should learn. Okay? If nobody knew how to do anything and they didn't want to learn, then everyone would just be dumb. Everyone would be unemployed. Okay, girl. It feels like weaponized incompetence where they're like, well, I'm just going to do everything bad, so they don't ask me to do it anymore. Personally, I feel like cooking is a life skill that everyone should have. Like just the basic things, right? Cutting up things, cutting an onion, cutting fruit. That's like the basic things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to be good at cooking, but preparing a meal is an important skill to have. I mean, I guess the mum was a bit mean, and I think the mum is just doing it from like a good place, you know? Like, you know, you should know how to do this. But, you know, elderlies, they don't word things in a nice way. But it's the fact that she even tried to teach her, like she went behind her and taught her how to cut fruit. I think that's what's important. right? That is what's important when someone teaches you how to do something that you don't know how to do. That's just elderly parents for you guys. They insult you first and then they'll teach you. Am I wrong for not checking in on my ex and he nearly died? Well, why would you need to? I recently separated from my fiance due to his excessive drinking, but we are still close and regularly see each other. After taking him to the ER overnight, I brought him home and he said he just wanted to chill solo, so I left. I attempted to message him, but didn't hear back. This is unusual for him. However, I wanted to respect his boundaries. Late that night, 10 p.m, my ex's mum woke me up calling to ask to go over there and check on him. I had a key and she doesn't. I declined to because I had just been woken up and figured that he was going to ignore both of us because he was drinking. And to be frank, I'm sick of the drinking and having to care for him. I'm sick of begging him to do things like get out of a urine-soaked bed so I can try to get him clean and dry. I'm sick of the relentless drunk screaming and crying. I'm burnt out. She ended up calling for a welfare check, and when the police came, he was drunk and severely ill. The doctor said he probably would have died if he hadn't been brought in that night. It was to the point that the hospital refused to release him when he tried to leave AMA and got the police and county attorney involved to force him to stay. His mum was pissed at me and refused to tell me, so I only found out a couple of days later that he's in the ICU on a ventilator. I feel incredibly guilty that had it been in my hands alone, someone I care about would be dead, so I came here to either relieve my guilt or be deservedly raked over the coals. I don't think it's her fault. Like, why is it her fault that her ex is drinking till he almost dies? That's his responsibility. Like, he can't handle his own liquor, so I guess, whatever. If that's the life that you want, then that's the life you're gonna have. And his mum, like, yeah, that's your son, so you check on him. Good on you for checking on him. Good on you. Good stuff. Now, what do you want? A cookie? Personally, to stop the mum from, nagging me, I'll give the key back. You take it back. Because, you take care of your own son. She literally broke up for the reason that he's drinking. So why should she still take care of him when he's drinking when they've already broken up? She broke up with him to remove herself from that environment. Seriously? Some moms are crazy. Am I wrong for telling my sister I get it? She's jealous and still a virgin after she told me I look better in a wed wedding dress. I just got married. My sister Tara and I have never had the best relationship. She's always been pretty insecure, and growing up there was a lot of tension between us. I've always tried to be sensitive to it, but it's been hard because she has a tendency to lash out in a passive-aggressive ways. It got much worse when I got into college and that she didn't get into. At my wedding, I was mingling with a guest and Tara came up to me and told me that I would have looked better in red. It's an insult. Basically saying the bride should be in red is calling them a whore, that they are not pure enough to wear white. I told her, I get it, Tara, you're jealous and still a virgin, but this isn't the time to make your insecurities my problem. I didn't shout, but my tone was harsh. Tara stormed off and I could tell some people overheard. My brother later told me I was out of line and should apologize, that I humiliated her in front of everyone. Tara wants an apology and I was being a dick. My dad and mum told me she would have to get over it because this has been an ongoing issue. I agree. Tara needs to get over it and stop being jealous. Tara is basically like, I can call you a whore, but you can't call me a virgin. The fact that she's insecure over that, girl, get out. That's weak mental. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.